Hello. Hello. All right, one minute. I have to make sure the stream's still working. It's always a gamble if the stream will function correctly or if it's gonna die. Especially given recent technical issues. But it seems fine right now. So hello. We are finishing Skirk's story quest today. And then I'm not sure what we'll do after. Uh, because I don't think there's like a lot of. I don't think there's like a lot of time left on the quest. I just literally could not stream any longer yesterday because my dinner was done, basically. Uh, maybe we'll do one of the other story quests though, because I do have a few story quests, I believe, outside of Skirk's. Let me take a look. Actually, I have Mizuki's, Mavika's, and Emily's. So doing those could also be fun. But we'll figure something out. But for now, we have to go murder someone. Oh, this place looks so cool. I do think it's just the domain from the all-devouring narwhal fight, though. And that's just the boss from the all-devouring narwhal fight. That's what the fowl used to look like, too. Oh, I had the game muted. Fuck. I'm a good streamer.
It's a subconscious instinct. Any intelligent being who longs for his level of strength is bound to mimic his appearance. It's a natural response after encountering someone as powerful as Master. To them, he represents ultimate power.
Mm-hmm.
We know the person before us has encountered Master, and we know he stole a portion of my power. So it's not surprising that he would assume this form.
Okay. Oh, the closer Paimon looks, the more intimidating it gets.
Yeah.
Nervalette isn't here this time, so it's up to us. He won't have the nerve to steal again after
That's what you guys think. Niblet's in my party, so. Alright, let's kick some ass. Oh, okay, no, they took Niblet away from me. who knows what will come of today's stream? Could be any listed or anything else. Who knows?
That's more like it.
Ooh. Oh, do we get to see the Traveler wield multiple elements again? It's always my favorite when they let Lumine use more than one element.
Haven't had enough of my power.
Kick his ass, Skirk! Oh, if only my ult could do that. Oh.
Well then, let's see how much more of this power you can handle.
Whoa. Oh, careful, Traveler! Don't lose that sword again. We only finally upgraded our sword from the dull blade. Oh, hello. Who is you?
Well,
Wait, is that Conria
have
close?
you come to your senses?
You saw that my body was at its limit. So, you deliberately channeled your power into me, knowing that it would destroy my shell from within.
Who are
Such
you?
power. Such keen battle instincts.
Oh.
So, you must be.
Skirk, Sertologi's disciple.
How long has it been? How long has he been away from Tevat?
Whoa.
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds.
Whoa. The scarring on his face is cool.
Sorry. It's a lot to take in. I should introduce myself. I am Skofnungar, a friend of your master and one of his followers.
Your design is sick. Oh my god, his clothes being like torn away. Wow.
This is the first time I've heard your name, Skirk. But hundreds of years ago, I knew you existed. And I knew you would come here.
Hundreds of years ago?
Sounds like you and Master have quite the history. Care to tell us about it?
Yeah, lore dump us. Come on.
Of course.
Come on, give us a lore
Might
dump.
as well take advantage of a clear head while I can. The story starts a long, long time ago. I was born into a noble family.
Okay.
In
Conria. More Conria lore.
As the
Let's go.
eldest son, I was set to inherit our title. But I
Oh.
contracted an incurable illness as a child.
He does look like powdered sugar if it was a human. That's an incredible way to describe his design.
I trained the sword harder than anyone else, defeated all of my peers. But it was all in vain. When other people looked at me, all I saw in their eyes was pity or a strange glee in my misfortune. Even my parents were just waiting for me to die. Over time, my heart hardened, and I became aimless. That was the point where I met your master, Sertologi.
No, powdered sugar is the perfect way to describe him. But also, are him and Sertologi gay lovers? Is this where the story is going?
We were similar in age, but different in background.
Oh,
He was
Sertologi
born
lore.
in prison, the son of criminals who had been sentenced to death.
Mm-hmm.
He spent his childhood wandering the streets, facing more criticism than the literary works in the Universitas Magistrorum.
Ooh, what's that place? That sounds cool. I'm assuming some sort of school similar to the academia.
Yet, he always wore a smile on his face, as if kindness and malice were one and the same,
Uh-huh.
and he could not see the difference.
Huh.
I still
That
don't know what he
makes
said to
his
me
backstory with
when we
Skirk
first
so
met.
much more interesting.
You need to fight to survive. Even if it's a losing battle, it should light a fire under you. How can you sit back like this and go down without a fight?
Mm-hmm.
That does sound like something he would say.
Also, they are really starting to sound like they might have been lovers.
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth something, and he inspired me to keep going. When we sparred together, it was the first time I'd actually felt the thrill of combat.
Okay, if they weren't gay lovers, this dude definitely had a one-sided crush on Sertologi. There's at least that. Also, his design is so cool. The like abyssal corrosion all over it is so cool.
When I was 10, he stole forbidden research materials and managed to cure my illness. It was like there was nothing in this
Aww.
world he couldn't accomplish. When it came to the human form, he was always intent on pushing the boundaries of possibility. But somewhere along the way, I fell behind. My talents were nothing compared to his, and at some point, I realized he had pulled so far ahead, I was too embarrassed to even ask him to spar.
Aww.
After his grand endeavor was successful, he sought me out and said to me,
Happy Pride Month. Genshin released like the gayest patch. No, it's probably not the gayest patch, but there's these two sound pretty gay.
This planet no longer holds anything of interest to me, so
Oh.
I'm leaving. But first, I have an offer. I can use a power I have just refined.
Oh, they
to grant
broke
the
up.
curse of
Never
immortality
mind.
from you.
Oh, Sociology really just said this planet has nothing left to offer. Oh. Ooh, they broke up, guys. Guys, they broke up. They cocooned. I think the twins should have been in a cocoon. I think they should have cocooned.
Your death was once what we worked so hard to prevent. But the immortality you now face is a different kind of pain altogether.
They broke up, but they still care about each other. Oh, doomed Yowie. My favorite flavor.
I'll pass. Immortality doesn't sound so bad to me. Since I can't die, it means I have an infinite amount of time to get stronger. Maybe I'll finally catch up to you one day, and we can spar like we used to.
Aww.
Are you sure? I cannot say when I will return. Your body, or rather, your soul, might not be able to withstand this curse.
This design is so cool too. Conria just really hits it out of the park every time, don't they?
All All I can do is try. After all, a wise man once told me, people need to fight for their own survival.
Wise indeed. Nevertheless, if you grow weary of the pain of immortality and wish to experience a good
I
scars
have
before you wither
I
away,
I observe Cookie
seek out
Run
my disciple.
from the outside, and I think that that is enough for me. I just observe and like I like the silly little guys, but I really do not have the energy to play that game. They started okay, the twins started as goo. They did a cocoon like butterflies and they came out human. Don't ask me how the inside of that cocoon works because I don't know what to tell you.
Disciple? Never thought I'd hear that word coming from you.
Nor I. But Vedifenir said I was
Ooh.
destined to find a disciple out there in the universe and bring her to Tibet. You know as well as I, Vedifenir's prophecies are never wrong.
Okay, so Vedifenir does a lot of processization. That's how that word is pronounced. Don't look it up.
Well, now I'm curious about who this disciple of yours will be.
His design looks significantly cooler in present day. I'm just saying. I like all the void corrosion on it.
All Vedifenir said was that one day the stars shall bow in her honor.
Oh.
Sounds pretty impressive.
Of course. Only the most outstanding people would have the right to become my disciple.
Of course.
Still self-assured as ever, I see. But you're not wrong.
I'll be leaving them. Oh, and if you were serious about getting stronger, I left you a little gift in the primordial sea. As I've
Hi,
said
kitty.
before, walk whatever path you want. Freedom means even the wicked get to make their own choices.
Hey, if okay, so if for caterpillars they start solid, become goo, and then become solid again, we're just skipping that original solid state for the twins. They just started goo and then eventually become solid. Also, I've left you a little gift in the primordial sea. We know the all-devouring narwhal was chilling in the sea, but I feel like it's implied that Sertology got the narwhal post fall of Conria. So what was chilling in the sea?
Waiting for me in the primordial sea.
Oh, never
was the
mind. I guess I was wrong.
all-devouring narwhal, already beaten
I
into
could have
submission
sworn
by
he picked up the
Sertology.
narwhal
In
post
its
fall of
weakened state,
Conria.
I was able to cut off part of its flesh and sew it into my own heart.
Holy shit, that's metal as fuck. Sliced off a part of the narwhal's flesh and sewed it into his own heart. Wow. That's insane.
Your heart? That sounds like torture. How did you even survive that?
Paimon, people from Conria can't die. Catch up.
Because, of course, I bear the curse of immortality.
Everyone here seems really bad at picking up on the obvious star-shaped pupils in people's eyes. Lumine and Paimon, despite how many people from Conria they've met and how they firmly know now that people with the star-shaped pupils are from Conria, seem really bad at picking up at who's from Conria.
So, you used the curse to turn yourself into a vessel for power. Even with that whale's ability, devouring power like that is not something the human body can withstand. With your body and soul constantly at the breaking point, it was the curse of immortality that sustained you. But that is not the path to strength. You have to pour your heart into it, work for it, dream of it. Instead, you stole something that didn't belong to you, and it backfired.
Yeah, but before that, he seemed pretty strong. So, like, I think he's right track.
You're right. I should have known better, but I had already pushed myself to my limits, and he was still miles ahead of me. So I had to take a leap of faith. I miss your master. I miss the days when we were all together, troublemakers without a home. I don't regret the choice I made. But if you'll allow it, I do want to apologize.
Okay,
To
the way
both of
he
you.
said, I miss your master is like the gayest shit I've heard.
I miss your master. I miss...
Dude, dude, I think you just need therapy for your crush on this all-powerful dude.
After the beating we just gave you, I think we can call it even.
You're an interesting one as well. Sertologi's disciple. That's a lot to live up to. It can't have been an easy experience. I know what he's like. He rules with an iron fist, using despair and fear to force you to catch up to him, all the while standing ever out of reach. We're like mountain climbers in the dark, never knowing how much higher we have to climb, or when we will see the sun again.
Therapy for powder sugar, yep.
True. But I made up my mind long ago. No matter how dark it gets, I will not give in to despair. I will overcome it. Besides, after hearing your story, I suspect what Master really wants is not a battle that demands his full strength, but rather a defeat without regrets.
Oh?
Since you're his friend, you must have some things in common. The first time we came here, when you
Friend
stabbed me
might
through
be a
the
little
fog and
loose,
stole my
Skirk.
power, I felt no emotion coming from that spike. But when you had to devote all your strength fighting me just now, I could feel joy
Lumine and
passion
Aether both
emanating from
starting.
your brain.
I guess not Aether, or I guess not the Abyss sibling, because they get we've learned that they had an amnesia when they appear in when they first got to Tibet. But like the traveler being like deeply confused on why they don't see cocoons anywhere and why they don't see goo anywhere when they first arrive at Tibet. They're like, huh, this place is pretty gooless. There's no cocoons. How do these people get big? How do these people work? Just full confusion.
It was the joy of a researcher discovering the truth of the world, the joy of an artist uncovering a temple of wonders.
Interesting. I'm certain I didn't express those emotions outright. Yet you were able to read them from my blade, like a glimpse into my inner world. You're right. That battle brought me an unbridled sense of joy, and my defeat brings me no regret whatsoever.
Exactly. I think Master also craves a battle like that.
Mm-hmm.
One where his opponent forces him to use all his strength, unlock the extent of his potential, and transcend his own limits. A battle to end all battles. After which, all can come to an end, including, perhaps, his life. For that very reason, good and evil are meaningless to him. He has one purpose, one goal: to complete himself. It's one of the secrets to his strength.
Lumine just picks up like a hydro slime, and it's like, oh my god, it's the baby. And Amber's like, no, no, don't touch that. That's dangerous. That's bad. No. Amber deeply concerned that Lumine treats the baby slimes like like they're actual children.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps that is his call. What a battle that would be. Oh, to witness such a...
Oh shit. I was wondering if you were okay, dude. You've been struggling through this conversation.
Too many different kinds of power are surging through my body. The curse
Oh.
of mortality allows it all to coexist.
All right, so how do we get this shit out of you? Cuz like
I won't be able to hold on to my sanity for much longer.
oh.
What a shame. I would have loved to witness that battle. Sir Telogi once offered to free me from this curse. Now, I must ask that of
Oh
you,
no.
Skirk. Can you release me from the pain?
I can, but not through death, if that's what you were hoping for. It's not a suitable punishment for your crime. As an alternative, I can take your consciousness, along with all the power you've consumed, and smash it to pieces.
I love the idea of Lumine being like, "Oh my god, you're gonna have such you're gonna be so pretty when you metamorphose." And everyone else being so confused. Even Paimon's like, "Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain that one. I've gotten a pretty good read of her, but like I still don't understand the slime thing."
The impurities will dissipate, and under the curse of immortality, your mind and body will regenerate. When that
Oh.
process is complete, you will be back to who you were before, no longer tortured by
Oh.
powers you can't control. But it
Oh,
will be
that
a
seems like the best
time-consuming
option
and
for
painful
this.
process. The
Oh.
decision is yours to make.
I accept.
I mean, it still
Yours.
seems like a
Perhaps
very good
just in
idea to do
time
that.
to witness your great battle with Sir Telogi. I have faith that you'll be able to stand against him one day. Though I know it'll be a long and arduous road.
I do
If
really
we
like this
are
guy.
travelers in the dark, it appears the dawn has finally broken for me. But your ascent
It takes
continues.
everyone into that like at least 2 to 3
At
years to
least
realize that Lumine isn't
it
quite
looks
human.
like you are not alone on your journey.
Yeah,
I
she's
will
got a
reach the
flying
top of
fairy
this
and
mountain,
this little
no matter what it
demonic
takes.
creature we've
And you,
this this
Scotlander,
this
will be
eldritch
my
horror
witness.
we've created
The
on
end
by
of
her
all
side.
things.
We've truly made Lumine an Aether species some sort of like eldritch horror, haven't we? Ooh.
It's finally over.
Oh.
Let's get out of here.
I was hoping we'd get to watch like a cutscene.
At least we don't have to make a mad dash for the exit like last time.
Eh, it's fine. I like chests. Skirk gazes into the distance. There's nothing else to do here. Should I leave? Let's leave.
We did it! Ah, it's only been a few days, but it feels like forever. Once again, we've proved there's nothing we can't overcome. We're just that awesome.
I didn't even break a sweat.
Wow, you sound even more confident than usual. Guess you really have become stronger. Today sure went by fast. It's night already. Oh wait, that reminds Paimon. The stars you mentioned, the ones that died out, are they back now?
Yes. The power Skofnungur stole has been returned. So, the stars have regained their light.
That's good.
Huh, it's crazy that you even noticed their light was gone. There are so many stars in the sky. If a few disappeared, Paimon definitely wouldn't be able to tell.
I suppose it's because I have gazed upon this sky for centuries.
The
The
sky in
false
Tibet is so
stars
pretty.
hanging in the meticulously planned sky.
It does
Glittering
suck that they're
with
fake.
rotten light. It's not real. And yet, it is for that very reason that I can look upon it and enjoy the momentary peace it brings.
It's beautiful. I agree. I'd like to see what it's like up there.
Even the most beautiful of bubbles has to burst. We will return to the real universe one day, whether of our own volition or not. Time
Oh,
marches ever
oh,
forward. Even the innocent and
that's
naive will taste life's
that's a
bitterness.
terrifying
Yet through hardship,
idea.
we grow until we learn to seize the sands of time for ourselves
So
and
Skirk
uncover
is
our true
like
strength.
Skirk is saying with this, right, that even the most beautiful of bubbles has to burst. We will return to the real universe one day. That's her saying that even as beautiful as the false sky is, it's gonna break eventually. And I mean, yeah, we already saw part of it get like absolutely shattered during Natlan's Archon quest. I can't expect like it's gonna keep crumbling, isn't it? I wonder if we don't really know what the Fatui's plan is for the Gnosis, right? We're theorizing that it has something to do with Celestia. I wonder if they want to remove the false sky. And then, it circles back to the question of what actually is beyond the false sky. Why is Tibet covered in this fake sky? Why is Tibet being shielded from the universe beyond? What is out there that poses such a threat to the people of Tibet that Celestia has put up this shield? Or is it just a means of control? Of preventing the people of Tibet from leaving?
Though we gaze upon a false sky, its vastness and majesty is palpable. One can only wonder, what is it going to take for kindness to reign supreme in the vast expanse of the universe?
Ugh, this is all going over Paimon's head. But if she knows one thing, it's that the traveler always finds a way.
Aww. Thank you, Paimon.
Ever since we met, she has filled Paimon's days with happiness. No matter how tough things get, she always finds a way to make it better. If it's too big a job for one person, then we'll do it with two. And if two's still not enough, then three. We've met so many amazing friends. And
We have.
so many amazing things.
We have.
As long as we don't give up, we can make any wish come true.
I suppose when it comes to you, anything is possible.
Okay, this is gonna be a really weird comment, but I have to make it. I want to eat the crystals on Skirk's hairpiece. Like these ones right here. They look like they would be nice and crunchy. I want to bite them. Just it they look like they would make such a satisfying crunch sound if you bit them.
Well, I should be going. Now that my power is no longer isolated from my emotions, I need more practice to get used to it.
When will we meet again?
I suppose fate will decide. Maybe we'll bump into each other on the street. Or maybe we'll reunite on a different planet entirely. Regardless, reunions and partings are but passing moments. More than anything, I hope that at the end of this journey, wherever it takes us, we stand in a world reborn. One
Ooh.
without war, pain.
This is gonna be a moment we look back on in 3 years or whatever when we wrap up Genshin's story. And we're like, oh, it's reborn now. They look like they would be so crunchy. Alternatively, I know that you turn sweet flowers into sugar in Genshin. I think eating these would be horrendous. They don't look like they would be good at all. How do these become sugar?
For this, we must all work to become stronger.
Of course. Of course, Master.
If that's what you want to call me, I won't object.
Ah, shit.
Goodbye.
Now Child's technically my senior. God, I made a mistake.
Is it just Paimon, or is she being nicer than before? We definitely cannot be
She
friends after all
she
that,
went
don't
through
you
some
think?
stuff.
Hey,
She's
what do
learned
you
some
think about
stuff.
camping here tonight? There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars.
Okay, but sugarcane looks like it would be good.
Tomorrow, we can continue our journey.
Sugarcane looks
Oh,
like it would be nice and
since Paimon
crunchy.
treated you to that super nice meal at Wanmin Restaurant, it's about time you returned the favor.
I'm on. All right. I'll cook you dinner. We did it! And I did still have like 40 minutes left on this quest. Yeah, I would not have been able to finish this before dinner last night. Yeah, we got a new instrument, didn't we? We got. Oh, wait, what's this? Training review. After completing Skirk's rigorous training, you and she compiled a summary of your experience, documenting your relentless efforts and her grueling trials. Though the training has ended, revisiting these records can still yield valuable insight. Yeah, no, child's just like, I'm your senior now, huh? Guess you're my junior. And Lumine just looks him dead in the eyes and opens her chest, like, you really want to try? You really want to try this? Ooh, I want to read that. Let me read it. Where is it? Oh, we still have the dream mirror remnant. Ooh. Okay, where's the here we go. Oh, I thought I could read it. Oh, it said I could read it, liar. And we got a new instrument. We got a guitar. I wanna hear how this sounds. I know how the guitar how the music it looks so tiny. Oh, that was so pretty sounding. I did accidentally fuck up my quick swap though. That needs to be my food. Nice. Okay. So, because I still have significant time left today, let's do Emily's story quest. I've been putting off doing this for a while because I just haven't. But let's finally do Emily's story quest. All right. Top note floral debt. Floral debt blood dew. Ooh. Port Ormos has been exceptionally lively lately. It looks like preparation for something big. It looks like preparations for something big are underway. I cannot talk today. What the fuck? Well, I guess we found an invisible wall. All right. What we looking for? Oh, Tanari! Okay, hold on. I'm gonna take a
You
drink of
spray
water,
with
quick.
water to retain moisture before applying the film. You can't treat a glaze lily like a cactus. If Sanjay does this again, the loss will have to come out of his food expenses.
Oh my.
I'll go talk to him. At this rate, he won't even be able to afford eating cacti for much longer.
Oh wow.
Hey, Tainari!
Hey, Nari.
Oh, it's you two. It's
It
been a while.
has been a
What
while.
brings you to Port Ormos?
We didn't have anything to do, and this place looked pretty lively, so we decided to stop by. But, what's with all the flowers around here?
Ooh.
Well, Port Ormos is currently organizing a flower exhibition featuring flowers and plants from all over Teyvat, so I came to help out. The exhibition includes flowers from every corner of the world, each with their own unique properties and needs. With that in mind, the curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar capable of retaining heat and moisture. Even so, an expert is still required to develop tailored transportation and care plans for each type of flower.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that expert is you, right?
Not
Presumably.
this time, no.
Oh.
I'm just here to help out. The expert in charge is someone else.
Oh, I guess that would be
Mr.
Emily,
Tainari.
probably.
Sanjay, he confused the poisonous bulbs with garlic shoots, and he ate them.
Jesus Christ.
Never mind. Forget about what I said about the food expenses. Apologies, traveler, Paimon. Looks like I've got something to take care of. I'll be
Do
back
you
in
need
just
help?
a moment.
Do you need help?
Tainari's busy no matter where he is, huh?
Too many people are careless about what they eat. Too many people don't do as they're told.
Yeah, seems like it. Hey, don't look at Paimon like that! Paimon is super careful about
Come on,
what
you
she
want to eat
eats.
slimes.
Well, looks like
How about you?
Tainari
How
might
about
be busy for a while. Let's take a look around the port in the meantime.
don't act like me being concerned about what you eat is unreasonable. You literally want to eat slime. Excuse me.
Wow, look at these flowers! They smell so...
Excuse you, Paimon.
Huh?
Something wrong? You feeling okay? Something wrong?
Fine. She's just got a little...
Oh, Paimon, do you have allergies? You got allergies, Paimon? Give me too. Whoa. No, the traveler would be so concerned about Paimon talking about eating slime. No, I get you. I get you here, Paimon. I also have horrid allergies.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilia's? No wonder.
I love Emily's design. She's so pretty.
It's getting worse. Why?
Maybe you're sick. Should we go find Tainari?
But, I was fine just a moment ago. She didn't even eat anything weird.
A moment of your time, you two? If it's not too much trouble, perhaps you could try this incense.
Incense? Oh, the scent is so nice. Wait!
You can talk normally now.
Whoa, that was fast. Paimon doesn't have to sneeze anymore.
It feels so weird going back to Paimon's original voice after doing 2 quests with her new voice. Let's just say I definitely prefer her new voice. It must have been the incense. Thank you.
Think nothing of it. From your attire, I imagine you two aren't from Sumeru either. Seeing as we're both travelers from abroad, it's only right that we help each other out should the occasion arise.
Oh, so you're here for the flower exhibition too?
I suppose that's accurate. Ah, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Emily,
Her
the
design is so
perfumer from
pretty.
Fontaine.
Paimon is Paimon. Thank you so much for your help just now. Oh, and this is...
The traveler, right? I've heard a lot about you from the Steambird. It's nice to finally put a face to the name.
I've heard a lot about you as well, although I didn't expect to run into you in Sumeru.
What happened back there? Why did Paimon start sneezing all of a sudden?
Have you ever heard of hay fever?
No, I didn't realize it was this different. This is actually, like, kind of jarring. I think so, but I don't know much about it. That is a lie. I know a lot about hay fever because I have it frequently. I suffer throughout the spring and summer.
To put it simply, when inhaled, certain pollens can trigger abnormal physical reactions.
But Paimon has seen these kinds of flowers before and nothing weird happened then.
I mean, there's a lot more of them around right now.
Well, we're all different. The factors that can trigger a reaction to certain stimuli vary by person. In isolation, the effects of certain pollens may seem minimal, but inhaling various types at once can trigger a more overt reaction.
Emily questioning
There's no need to
if
worry.
what
Pollen
she's
allergies
heard
can
about
be
the traveler
effectively
in the
mitigated with
papers
basic
about them like
medication.
eating rocks off the ground and just like overall being like very strange is real or just like drama drummed up by newspapers.
Oh, well, that's good.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Is everything all right? I left in such a hurry, I forgot to warn you about all the pollen in the air.
Yeah, Paimon was not having a good time. But Emily helped us out.
Emily? Ah, what a coincidence. Looks like my worry was misplaced then. The Traveler and Paimon are in good hands.
It was nothing, really. We happened to run into each other shortly after my arrival, and I offered them a bit of help, that's all. I'm more curious as to why you thought the Traveler and Paimon were in danger. Allergies are highly unpredictable. If you were concerned the pollen might trigger a reaction, that must mean something similar has happened in the past.
Something like that. Yeah.
Remember the first time we met?
Yeah,
You
I
fainted
nearly
after
like
inhaling Skirk Orneal.
I forgot the traveler like had such a bad time the first day in Sumeru. That was an allergic reaction, but Paimon was the victim this time.
The spirit Borneo didn't affect Paimon at all, and now she's the one suffering. It makes no sense.
Jeez, I
It's
forgot.
not
Wow.
really something you can make sense out
No,
of,
the
Paimon.
differences
There are all
between
kinds of
Paimon's new and
allergies
old
out there,
voice is like
caused by a
night and
variety of
day.
different factors. Some people are even allergic to almonds. It's not something you can generalize.
Exactly.
I like they say
I've even
almonds
encountered
like
cases
it's an
in Fontaine where
unusual
someone had
thing to
an
be allergic
reaction to
about.
soba noodles their family brought back from Inazuma.
Whoa.
I've
Good
known
thing Paimon isn't
multiple.
allergic to anything delicious.
Hi, Kitty. I've known multiple people who are allergic to almonds. It's not really like the unusual allergy to list out here. Are you a doctor, Emily?
In a manner of speaking, although you could say the patients I deal with
Hi,
are
Kitty.
rather unusual.
In addition to medicine, Emily is also very knowledgeable about botany. She's taught me a lot about the native flora around Fontaine.
And that's where my expertise ends, I'm afraid. When it comes to breadth of knowledge, Tainari certainly comes out on top.
A flower expert? Oh, Paimon's got it! You must be the expert
Hi, Kitty.
Tainari mentioned, the one in charge of the exhibition!
Wrong again, I'm afraid.
Oh wait, then who is it?
Well, I did come for the exhibition, but only to inquire about the Auguste variety. I'm not involved in any official capacity.
Oh, Paimon was sure she got it right this time.
The Augusta variety? What's that?
It's a kind of flower that was once popular in Fontaine. The perfume made from it also bears
Hi,
the
Kitty.
same
What are
name,
you doing?
Auguste.
Auguste, huh?
Do you have
That
something to
sounds
tell
easier
people?
often nowadays.
In an ancient language, the word is said to mean sacred
I don't
or
know if she's
noble,
being picked up by
but
the
sometimes
microphone, but
used as
she's
a name for
meowing.
people as well. Ah, that reminds me. Are you familiar with the historical event in Fontaine known as Perfumania?
Not really.
Perfumania was an event that occurred in Fontaine nearly 20 years ago.
Hi, Kitty. What are you doing?
It all
Oh,
started
wow.
when several merchants released their own lines of high-end, expensive perfumes, marketing them as must-have luxury
That's a
products,
lot of
the
people.
very symbol of elegance itself. No one anticipated the absolute frenzy this would create on the market, causing the price of perfumes to skyrocket. The
Oh,
demand
wow.
was twofold. What some saw as a status symbol, most saw as a money-making opportunity. You could take advantage of the soaring price by hoarding them and reselling at even higher margins. The value of these products became so inflated, regular bottles of perfume were even going for hundreds of thousands of more. This resulted
Excuse
in
me.
countless disputes and scams. But at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, perfume is just perfume.
Hi, Kitty.
The market value greatly exceeded the intrinsic worth of the product, creating an economic bubble that was never going to last. Luckily,
Yeah.
Palais Mermonia recognized the danger and intervened before the craze could truly spread. Many profiteers and scammers were thrown in jail as a result. In the end, only a few wealthy families were affected when the bubble popped.
That's good. It really could have been a lot worse.
What does all this have to do with that Auguste you mentioned earlier?
Well, during the craze, the most popular perfume was none other than Auguste. The demand far
Uh-huh.
exceeded the supply, to the point where it once sold for 10 million more a
Oh,
bottle.
my.
10 million? Then what about now?
Calm down, Paimon.
After the mania ended, most perfumes returned to a normal price. Auguste was the only exception. Its namesake, the flower used to create it, went extinct. As a result, no
Oh,
new bottles of Auguste have been made, and the value of the perfume remains exceedingly high.
the flower went extinct?
Indeed, the Auguste flower was not a natural variety, you see. It was specially cultivated for use in perfume making. When the bubble
Ah.
popped, all the flower beds used for its cultivation were destroyed in a
Whoa,
fire.
what?
The variety has never been seen since.
Who set them on fire?
Didn't you say you came to the exhibition to look for it?
Ah, yes. I came to
Who
investigate a
set
certain
fire
rumor
to
that
the
the Auguste
flowers?
flower has reappeared in Sumeru. It's causing quite the stir in the Fontaine perfume market.
Traveler, we should help Emily look for it.
It's just a rumor, Paimon. There's no way it's that easy to find.
I have to agree. Emily wrote me to ask if I could look into the rumor, but the forest rangers haven't received any reports of new plant species recently.
Even if I can locate the flower, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed, Paimon. I don't have any grand Mora-making endeavors planned.
Philolly just
Divine,
going
noble,
region to
refined.
region,
They're
causing
beautiful
havoc,
sentiments, to be sure.
being
But
the
to me, they
worst.
overshadow the very essence of the product. When it comes to perfume, I want people to forget the price and the prestige and focus on the beauty of the fragrance itself.
Wow, so noble.
Of course, there's also a more practical reason. In recent years, low-grade counterfeit versions of Auguste have been popping up on the Fontaine perfume market. Every so often, someone will claim to have recreated the unique scent of Auguste, and the rumor mill will start comparing the counterfeits to my own work.
Okay, that's more like the reason Paimon had in mind.
Ever since that rumor started, 3 new perfumes claiming to be made from the Auguste flower have appeared on the market. If I can dispel the fanaticism surrounding Auguste, even just by proving the rumor to be false, Fontaine's perfume market can finally start to get back to normal. Then I'll be free from all the stories and added meaning and just focus on making what I like.
That makes sense.
sense.
Fuck off. Either way, even if it's not for Mora, we could still help you out.
Oh, I would of course be grateful for your help, but I wouldn't want to trouble you.
Well, you said it yourself. We're both travelers from abroad, so it's only right that we help each other out.
Ha! I suppose you're right. Then you have my thanks.
Based on the information I have so far, it's unclear if the rumor is true. Mr. Edgar also thinks it's too early to say, but you could always go talk to him. He was there all those years ago, after all. Maybe he'll know something.
Ah, I was just about to pay him a visit at the hotel.
Edgar? Who's that?
The person you've been trying to guess this whole time. The flower expert in charge of the exhibition. He's also the most respected and experienced perfumer in the area. Back
Ooh.
when he was still working in Fontaine, Auguste was his creation.
I should also
Ah.
mention, he was my teacher, the one who taught me the basics of perfumery when I apprenticed in Sumeru.
So this guy was a famous perfumer in Fontaine, but then he came to Sumeru to teach people from Fontaine? It sounds confusing.
It's a long story. If you're interested, we can talk more about it when we see him. He should be staying near the hotel.
It feels less like he moved to Sumeru to teach people from Fontaine and more like he lived in Fontaine, decided to move to Sumeru. Oh! I almost got crushed by the floor. And then just happened to teach someone from Fontaine. Ooh, more pretty flowers.
Oh, look at all the flowers!
Apparently, the exhibitor paid a large sum to rent out the hotel and surrounding buildings. They're being used as temporary storage facilities and lodging for exhibition personnel.
Seems a bit excessive. No, it doesn't, Lumine.
Yeah, what if guests come early? They won't have anywhere to stay. Also, renting out this big of a hotel, how are they gonna make that more back?
Paimon, the Fatui are literally constantly renting the entire Goth Hotel in Mondstadt. I don't think this is that big of a stretch. No, it would be a lot for their alien biology to adjust to Tibet and trying to figure out how to actually take care of themselves in the way they did from their original planet. Because yeah, how are they supposed to clean their hearts and rocks on their original planet are probably just round, and that's why they use rocks as the thing they eat to help break up food because they're just naturally round. But on Tibet, they're all pointy and sharp, and the traveler has to learn to carve them down so they can be safe to eat. It seems like they might have the more to burn.
It's been so long, I almost didn't recognize you, Edgar.
Well, you and your brother haven't changed a bit.
Oh, yeah, all this catching up is nice and all, but let's get down to business. We need to talk about Kyria. Is he?
Ooh,
Hold on.
who's Kyria?
We have guests.
It's nice to see you again, Master.
Emily? Is that you? Oh, it's been years. Look at you. You're all grown up.
You're the only one who has a playable character design.
In Fontaine. It would seem the student has surpassed the master.
Oh, well, it's all thanks to your mentorship.
Ah, hardly. I taught you the basics. Hearing you call me master, well, I'm not sure I'm deserving of that title. I've taught many students here in Sumeru over the years, but I've yet to see one turn out quite as accomplished as you. You're the only one who can take credit for that success. And who are these two? I don't recall you mentioning
My new
them in your
friends.
letter.
Ah, they're my new friends, the Traveler and Paimon.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Edgar.
Emily's friend. Well then, the pleasure is all mine.
And these two gentlemen? Are they friends of yours, Master?
Of course! We're perfume merchants from Fontaine. I'm Ood, and this here is my younger brother, Blaze. Edgar
Are
and
you
the two of us are old friends. Isn't that right, gentlemen?
are all of you evil?
Yes.
Who here is evil? Because you
Merchant
sound real
classes.
evil.
You must be here to look for the August flower then.
Huh?
Dude.
Well, what
Yeah, like
respectable
the
perfume
Abyss
merchant
twin
hasn't heard of
losing their
Auguste?
memories, and as such,
Everyone in
losing
business would be
their
interested
memories
in
of
the news.
how their body is supposed to function. And so, like, the first time they try to eat food in Conria, they end up getting incredibly sick because they just can't digest it normally. Or like, yeah, no, that would be some insane angst potential.
I'm guessing you're here for the same reason, Emily. We were just about to get into it, so you three might as well join in.
So do we think the guy
commissioned a few
named
Eremites
Blaze
to
is
do
the
some
one who
scouting
burned
for us.
down all those
We
flowers,
searched
maybe?
all over Sumeru, but there were no sightings of the Auguste flower. That being said, there are people in Port Ormos who claim to have smelled a unique fragrance on the streets. Definitely
Hmm.
floral, but still distinct. Some of them were merchants who lived in Fontaine 20 years ago. According to them, the fragrance smelled exactly like the Auguste they remember from back then.
So there's an
A one of a
imitation.
kind, divine, and noble scent.
Maybe someone around here just happens to have a bottle of August from back then.
I mean, yeah.
No, I don't think so. I doubt that's the case. Even if someone had a bottle that was never opened, the fragrance of the perfume would have changed over time. Very few perfumes can go decades without a change in scent.
Okay, but you haven't smelled this perfume. Like, you've just had a description of it. How do you know it hasn't changed?
Auguste is even more prone to that kind of shift. Only a few bottles still exist in Fontaine, and their scent would have completely degraded by now. Although, could there be a
The
flower
the
out there
Abyss
with
twin just
similar
constantly
fragrance?
like trying to
Or, of course,
relearn
same base note?
how to function
Impossible.
correctly.
If a goose were that easy to replicate, it would never have sold for such a high price all those years ago. The Auguste flower is back. It has to be.
Technically speaking, the scent wouldn't be impossible to imitate.
Well, let's table that question for now.
Why?
Edgar, did any of those people mention where the scent was coming from?
No. By the time they realized they had smelled something, the scent was already gone. If I hadn't asked about it, they probably wouldn't have given the experience a second thought. Compared to things we see and hear, smells can be much easier to overlook.
It
As
almost
someone who
sounds
is
like
in
someone wearing the Auguste fragrance passed them on the street.
as someone who is incredibly prone to like getting actually nauseous from smells, it is incredibly difficult to forget a smell for me. I Dude, when I used to work customer service, when I used to work as a sandwich artist, if they insisted on calling our position at a sub shop, and you have no idea which one that is. It was Subway. I don't care to keep up a bit of not not naming where I used to work. But when I used to work at Subway, the amount of people who would come in to the store to order food, and I would just get instantly nauseous because they had way too much perfume on, is insane. Nobody needs to wear that much perfume. It was ridiculous. Yeah, no, we have to. Everything for the twins should be difficult. Or like, dude, if anyone in my family is like making hard-boiled eggs, I literally have to stay upstairs until they're finished because it smells so strong for me and I feel so nauseous. So like, yeah, I would not just forget about some weird scent I smelled on the street. I'd be like, what the fuck is that? I have been like, what the fuck is that before?
Wait, are you saying
Just thinking out loud.
I don't like you.
Don't
You
pay
feel
me any
evil.
mind.
We don't have
Not
much
the
to go
fun
off
evil
of
that
right
the
now,
Fatui
but
are.
we can't rule out that possibility. I'll send some more people to investigate. You all traveled so far to be here. Why don't you rest in the hotel for a bit? Ood, Blaze, this is the key to your room.
No, eggs are horrible. Eggs smell horrible. Why do they smell like that? Why do they smell so wrong? It's genuinely nauseating for me. I can't even eat eggs. Like, the only time I eat eggs is if they're like baked into a cake, and that's because you can either taste, smell, or feel them in your mouth. Because like nothing about eggs is appealing to me. The smell is horrid. The taste is so weird, and why is the texture of any type of egg just like so bad? It's always vaguely slimy. Food should not be slimy.
Ooh, you've got the keys to the rooms? Do we get free lodging too?
Hi, man.
My apologies. All the rooms in the hotel are accounted for, I'm afraid. Most are being used for storage ahead of the exhibition, you see. I managed to tidy up one of the rooms for these two at the last minute, but by the time Emily wrote to me, there was no more space left for her to stay.
Oh, and we just showed up out of the blue. Guess that means there's definitely no space for us.
I should have been more considerate. Here I am with an entire hotel at my disposal and no place to offer you to stay, even after you made the trip all.
Don't worry, Master.
Oops. Oh, I
I could
didn't.
sleep on the boat tonight. Or
I
I
didn't
could
mean
even
to do
camp
that.
in the wild. It would give me the opportunity to collect some plant specimens while I'm here in Sumeru.
No, eggs are so bad for me. I can't even do them in like I can't even do like stir fried rice. Like with the eggs mixed in, because that's too much for me. It literally has to be the only way eggs are like edible to me is if they're in like a cake or cookies or brownies or like some sort of dessert where you cannot taste them at all. Any way else is like genuinely nauseating. I'm familiar with Sumer's wilderness. I'll come with.
Oh,
I should
even
I
better.
should do a stream sometime or part of a stream sometime where I like rate every single like of the character's special dishes in Genshin on how much I could eat them given my allergies, and then even if I didn't have my allergies, how much I would want to eat them. Because there's some special dishes that I'm like, why would anyone make this? It would be so the list would be ridiculous. That would be such a fun stream to do.
Although, would it be possible for me to leave some of my luggage here? It would be rather cumbersome to take it camping. It shouldn't take up too much
Okay,
space.
okay, we'll put
Well,
rating special Genshin
about
Impact special
that.
dishes on the list for one of our next streams. It seems like Edgar and the others don't want anyone to stay near the hotel, but they're also trying not to rouse suspicion. I'm not just imagining things, am I?
Of course, no trouble at all. My brother and I will keep an eye on them for you, as long as you don't mind, mademoiselle.
But yeah, no,
All
that'll
right,
be
then.
such a fun stream because like
Why don't you take Emily
oof,
inside and find a suitable place for her luggage?
there's
I'll prepare
some that are just
refreshments and join you
so
inside.
bad. But there's some that I would love to eat. The Abyss twin desperately trying to like work backwards to figure out why their biology works that way. Like, why do I have so many hearts? Why do I have 3 stomachs? Why do I need to eat rocks? Why do I glow in the dark? Why do I light up? What purpose does that have? Whoa, there's so many plants in here. Oh, I was not supposed to go in here. Secrets? Is there any flower? Any a goose flower in here?
Whoa, the smell of flowers is so strong. Didn't Edgar say he tidied up around here?
There's been a
It
lot of
smells so many
weird
flowers.
biology stuff we've come
I'm
up
gonna
with
take
in
pictures
the
when you're
in the
done here on
past
this
2
house we packed
streams.
for flowers. Looks like this exhibition is gonna be huge.
Do all perfumers have houses filled with flowers?
No, that's a florist thing. We work closely with the essential oils of various plants. But to maintain a sharp sense of smell, most perfumers prefer to keep their homes free of strong odors.
Hmm.
Oh, guess there's just too much to store for the exhibition then.
What's behind this door?
Oh, this room seems to be a connected suite, and my brother will be staying on the other side of the suite. Blaze, while you're out, why don't you bring our luggage over as well?
These two feel evil, but I can't tell if they're like so obviously. I can't tell if. Stop humming in my ear. I can't tell if they feel so evil that they're going to be a red herring,
Where can we find your
or if
luggage,
they are
mademoiselle?
actually going to be
Blaze
evil.
will go fetch it for you.
No, you should keep
There's
track of all the
on
weird
addition of
biology stuff we've come up with,
necessities, there's
because
also a case of
it's
amber wine
cool.
that I brought back from Fontaine.
I definitely want to
Should I
do
trouble you to bring that back as well?
something with
It
it.
would be the
I'm not
perfect
sure
way
what, but
to
I do want to
repay
do
you for your
something.
hospitality.
How generous. I should thank you on my brother's behalf. You've stumbled upon his weakness. He's aloof about most things, but alcohol is his one true love.
Is that so?
Cool. Seems like he's just as bad as Sitlali. Amber wine. Now that's a Fontaine specialty I've never heard of
Mr.
before.
Good, Mr. Blaze. Thanks for.
Hey! What are you doing?
Edgar? Edgar, is everything okay?
That's Master's voice.
Alright. Uh, actually, you know what? I'm curious now. I'm gonna Google what the name Edgar means. What does the name Edgar usually mean? What does the name Edgar Edgar mean? Uh, rich, happy, and sphere. Interesting. Quick, let's go see what's going on. Edgar? Edgar, you okay? Something happened out here, buddy? As you rush out of the hotel, you detect a unique fragrance coming from outside. You okay, bud?
Master!
Hey, Edgar, are you all right? Can you hear me?
Who did this?
Kyria. August.
Oh shit, he died.
Kyria.
Hey,
Who's
Edgar?
Kyria?
Edgar!
Guys, Edgar died.
No, don't shake him. He's injured. Just leave him to me. You two can.
We'll investigate the scene. We'll try to see where the culprit
Oh,
went.
thank you.
Okay. Well, we should probably start with this bottle.
That strange smell around here. Is it coming from this bottle?
Only a small amount of liquid is left inside the bottle, and streaks of residue can be seen on both the mouth and sides of the vessel. It seems like someone forcibly poured out whatever was inside the bottle. I have a feeling the liquid in this bottle is...
Really? You think so?
Oh, what's back here?
Do you think whoever did this was hiding in the flowers before they attacked Edgar?
Maybe? There are no footprints in the flower beds, and it doesn't look like any of the branches or leaves have been disturbed. Unless the culprit was your size, that would be pretty difficult.
True.
I checked. It doesn't look like anyone passed through here.
Oh, but that's impossible. It's not like that kid can just grow some wings and fly away.
That kid?
Oh, the culprit, I mean. It's not like the culprit could have just disappeared into thin air.
No, you know what happened. Don't lie to me, bitch.
Well, we looked all over, but the only clue we found was that bottle.
The most important thing we can do now is focus our efforts on treating Master. Can you help me move him inside?
Absolutely. You and Emily carefully move Edgar inside.
So, how's he doing?
When I administered emergency treatment, I discovered a residue in his nose and mouth. Master was most
They
likely
made him drink
forced
the
to ingest a
perfume.
certain liquid. He's still unconscious, and inducing vomiting could obstruct his airways. We'll have to look into other clues for now.
We found this bottle just now.
Ah, yes. The scent is the same, but the chemical composition is still unclear. We'll have to do further tests to determine if it's the same liquid and how toxic it is to the human body. But first, I do believe there are two people who could shed some light on the situation. Mr. Sylvain, Mr. Lucien.
Wait, you know... Hey!
Dude, be like any
You're
amount
talking
better an
to us,
actor.
mademoiselle? I'm afraid
No.
we've never heard of those names before.
Dude, the jig is
Before
up.
arriving in Sumeru, I asked a friend from the Special Patrol to look into the creators of Auguste. There were 4 people in total. The perfumer, Edgar, the one thrust into the limelight, and 3 others. A researcher from Sumeru responsible for cultivating the Auguste flower, and 2 merchant brothers responsible for promoting the product on the market. The 2 brothers capitalized on the mythos surrounding Auguste. Their actions lured in numerous speculators and profiteers, inflating the price of Auguste even further.
Not cool,
To the end,
dudes.
they were sent
Not
to the fortress
cool.
of Meripede for falsifying their accounts and destabilizing the market. If you do the math, they should be out of prison by now.
Huh. And what does that have to do with us? There are countless merchant families in Fontaine. You gonna accuse them of being criminals too?
Every time your brother called you Blaze, it took you several seconds to respond. But when I called you Lucien just now, the name registered immediately.
Yeah, you responded a little too
Oh,
quickly,
Miss
dude.
Emily, Out of respect for your position as a famous perfumer in Fontaine, I'm inclined to believe that was simply a poor attempt at humor. You have a bright future ahead of you. You wouldn't want to develop a reputation as someone who throws around false accusations, especially among merchant circles.
Are you
You claim to
are
be
you
regular
threatening
perfume
her?
merchants, and yet, when I brought up amber wine, you took it to be alcohol.
Oh,
What?
just as I thought.
Amber wine is a perfume I created several years ago. It wasn't particularly renowned, but I'm certain any respectable perfume merchant in Fontaine would know of it. Unless, until recently, they were living somewhere completely cut off from the perfume world. Somewhere like the Fortress of Meripede, perhaps?
Emily, you little.
God, let there be swearing in Genshin Impact. I want to hear someone call her a little. I want to hear people say shit in this game. Let the Genshin Impact characters say fuck. Don't even think about it. Oh, our weapon went back to the
Please
dull
understand,
blade.
Mr. Sylvain. I don't bring this up to criticize you. No matter what happened all those years ago, the court has already passed its judgment. But Master's life is in danger. We need to learn whatever we can about the person who has done this. If Master's attack had something to do with Auguste, I would imagine the two of you might also be in danger. So I'd like to trouble you for some information, if I may. Tell me about Kyria.
Fine, as you wish.
Sylvain,
Lucian, if this will help us find Kyria, then it will be all worth it. Besides, we've already told most of the stuff to the Maison Orderly anyway. You were right.
So,
Miss
okay, are
Emily.
these
There were four of
guys
us at the
and
beginning.
Edgar gonna be the evil
Myself,
ones, or is Kyria
Lucian,
gonna be the evil
Edgar,
one?
and the researcher from Sumeru in charge of flower cultivation, Vijava. Sometime down the road, the Marechaussee Phantom came knocking, saddled us with a list of accusations, and started looking into our books. Oh, they did their meddling, and my brother Edgar and I were forced to serve time in the fortress as a result.
Sounds like he's still upset about that. Wait, then how did Edgar end up in Sumeru?
Master was convicted as an accomplice, so he only had
I guess,
several
yeah, they can
years.
all
He
be
decided
evil.
to move to Sumeru so that he could put those events behind him. Still, Master was depressed for a long time after that. He stopped making new perfumes and focused on introducing students to the craft instead.
I find it so silly that like that the underneath of the robes is just like this orange, this yellow circle. It's very funny.
That's how I met him. My parents had to relocate to Sumeru for work when I was a child, so I had the chance to study under him for a little while. But we can talk about that some other time. I want to hear more about this researcher, Vijava.
Like us, Vijava was also staring down an investigation from the Marechaussee Phantom. But before the Phantom showed up at her door, she set all the flower beds on fire, along with much of the mora we managed to earn.
Okay, how do you
All
burn
the
mora?
flowers, everything we worked to create.
Mora is coins. How do you burn that?
Pile of ash.
But destroying all that evidence, wouldn't that make things worse for her?
It didn't matter at that point, because she died in the fire as well.
Oh.
Sounds like you did an investigation of your own. Why even ask us if you knew all of this already?
So far, Katya's name still hasn't come up.
The name wasn't mentioned
Katya
in
was
any of the files I
the
reviewed
girl's
either.
son, right?
But you two seem quite familiar with him.
No. I know metal can melt at a high enough temperature. I find it hard to believe that.
Was Vijava's younger brother.
Oh,
He was
okay.
just a
So not quite
clueless
son.
kid back then. Somewhere in his teens, I think. He helped his
I
sister
don't
with her
think a
work
fire
sometimes,
simply
but that
burning
was
some
pretty much
flowers
it.
would get hot enough to
He didn't have
burn
any idea
metal
what we were
or
doing.
melt metal.
Vijava kept him close most of the time. The three of us were probably the only ones who even knew she had a brother. After our operation was compromised, he disappeared. There were no signs of him until recently, when people started saying the Auguste flower had reappeared in Sumeru.
Hmm.
So, you think Kyria took something with him back then? Something that allowed him to reproduce the
Like
Auguste flower?
seeds.
Vijava doted on the kid like you wouldn't believe. She even told us to give her cut to her brother if anything happened to her. If she left something behind before she died, believe me, Kyria's the one that has it.
And judging by the liquid in that bottle, the Auguste flower wasn't the only thing he reproduced. He managed to replicate the perfume itself.
So the liquid Edgar was forced to ingest really was Auguste.
Hey, it was perfume,
Wait,
not
does that mean
whiskey.
Auguste is poison?
Poison? No, no. Of
Yeah,
course
perfume isn't good to
not.
swallow,
No
Paimon.
perfume is meant to be ingested. Even small amounts can be dangerous, let alone ingesting a whole bottle at once. If Auguste could be considered a poison, we wouldn't have even sold half a bottle back then. Edgar fell unconscious because Kyria forced him to drink perfume. It just happened to be Auguste.
Strange. Sylvanian seems nervous all of a sudden. Why did Kyria attack Edgar?
He probably thought we had something to do with his sister's death. But to tell you the truth, I have no idea why she did all that. We're not looking for Kyria because we have it out for him. We just wanted to see how he was doing. And
Uh-huh.
if possible, work
Uh-huh.
together to bring back Auguste.
Uh-huh.
We only went to prison for a bit of fraud and market manipulation. It had nothing to do with the product itself. As long as we keep things honest this time around, bringing the product back to market would almost be like honoring his sister's memory.
So that's why you never mentioned Kyria during your interrogation?
Yes, exactly. We were just looking out for the kid.
I don't
Anyway, that's
believe
all
you,
we
but
know.
okay.
If you're looking for information on what's in Auguste, or what to do if you ingest it, there are only two people to ask: Edgar or Kyria himself.
Well, at least we're able to say for certain that the substance Edgar ingested was in fact Auguste. That gives us a direction for further testing.
Hmm.
Well then, I'd say that was a very enlightening discussion.
Well, glad to hear it. Lucian, let's head back to the room and rest a bit. With everything that's happened,
Yeah,
there are
press X to doubt
things that need
so hard.
reconsidering.
Yes,
Like, press
of
X
course.
multiple times to doubt here. Spam
Hmm.
the X button. They're still hiding something.
Huh, you think so too? That does seem to be the case. Pity we don't have more evidence. But based on Sylvain's tone of voice just now, I suspect further questioning will only result in more made-up answers.
The way you exposed them like that, just based on a hunch? That was genius!
Are you really just a perfumer who looks after people in your spare time?
Oh, right! Earlier you said you were only sort of a doctor, and that your patients were unusual.
Oh yes, that's because most of the patients I encounter are already dead.
So you're a forensic doctor?
Close. I'm actually a forensic cleaner. Once the forensic team and the Marachese Phantom are done collecting evidence from the scene, I'm in charge of clearing away the final traces my patients leave on the world.
Hmm.
In fact, with just a small alteration to the formula, the same tincture used as the base of perfume can also be made into a cleaning agent.
It's
Basically, there are
such an
two sides to
interesting
forensics:
combination for her
those who
character
collect
to
evidence to
be
expose the truth, and those who
both
clean up the
a
smells, bloodstains, and other
crime scene
substances left
cleaner
behind at the scene.
and a
I've learned
perfumer.
a
That's
lot
such
in
a
my role,
cool combination
and
of
I've
jobs for
witnessed a lot
her.
of death. But this time, we may still save the patient. Actually, Traveler, could I trouble you to report back to Tainari and the officers at Port Ormos? We should update them on the situation.
Will do.
I'll stay here and continue to look after Master. Now that we have a sample of Auguste, I'm hoping further analysis won't be too difficult.
Hmm. All right, let's go find Tanai. Oh, hey, the Flutui. Yeah, no, oh, dude, Lumine could totally get some sort of cleaning agent saved for her heart from Emily. No! No! Haha. The elevator tried to kidnap me, but I will not let it. Tainari, we have a small problem.
Whoa, why the rush? Did something happen?
Kind of. You explain
What?
everything.
Edgar was attacked? He's the
Yeah.
most famous perfumer in the region. Someone who's helped countless people around Port Ormos. How could this happen?
Sheriff, have you received any reports of a suspicious individual fleeing through the bazaar?
No, but we've got eyes all over the area. I'm sure someone's seen Kiria. I'll start gathering my forces. We won't let him get away.
I love this dude's voice.
What about you, Tainari? Do you have a plan?
I'm sure the sheriff can handle things over at the scene, and I doubt Emily needs my help looking after Mr. Edgar.
But she said she's not a real doctor.
Then she was far too modest. She may not be a doctor by trade, but she has a deeper understanding of human anatomy and pharmacology than most scholars from the Amorta Darshan.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention the fact that Mr. Edgar's condition is related to perfume. Emily is certainly in the best position to help him. As for me, I'll head to the academia and see what I can learn about Vijava and Kiria.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. Vijava was supposed to be a scholar from Sumeru. Do you recognize the name?
From Emily's letter, certainly, but that was the first time I'd heard of it. The academia produces a lot of scholars, and there are plenty of graduates who choose to pursue a career outside their darshan. I didn't have time to look into it earlier, but now it seems like Vijava's past could be critical to getting to the bottom of what happened to Mr. Edgar.
Mm-hmm.
I have friends in Sumeru City that can help me investigate. With any luck, we'll have news to share by tomorrow. I'll leave you and Emily to watch over things here in Port Ormos.
All right. Okay, wait until the next day between 7 and 11. I am really liking this quest so far. I don't think it quite reaches my top 5 yet of like my favorite quests,
Well, it's been a day.
but it is
I
good.
wonder if Tainari's discovered anything. But things weren't looking good with Emily's master yesterday. We should check on things at the hotel first.
Oh, I'm not sure. I can't think of like many specific reactions I'd want right off the top of my head right now, but I think Flea would either be so disturbed by it or like think it's the coolest thing ever. How's Edgar?
No longer in critical condition, thankfully. He's still very weak, but with a bit more rest, he should regain consciousness soon. My chemical analysis of a goose also went smoothly, although it certainly raised some questions.
Questions?
I was able to identify the components that give the substance its fragrance. But I also noticed an abnormal trace of elemental energy in the sample.
Elemental energy?
Would that have an effect on the body?
Hard to say. It was such a minute amount, proportionally speaking, like mixing a single drop of perfume into the ocean. I had to use one of the newest tests developed in recent years to even detect the traces present in the sample. Unless you were abnormally sensitive to elemental energy, I doubt it would have any effect, even if you use the product every day for 10 years.
Well, it's a good
As for
thing I'm
whether Master's
extremely
condition was
sensitive to
caused by an
elemental energy.
present in the sample or some other component of the perfume, it's still too early to say.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. Did Tainari come and find you? Maybe we could ask him to take a look.
I received a message from him last night, but I haven't heard anything since. The message said he was looking into some information at the academia.
Oh, Paimon thought he might have stopped by to see you first. Excuse me? Is Miss Emily here?
Kale! Kale?
Oh, perfect! Familiar faces! Traveler, Paimon, you're here too!
I love Kale so much. I have to build my Kale. She's like half built. She's like fully leveled. And I think she's full friendship.
Ah, of course. Tainari's apprentice. He's mentioned you many times. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. And please, no need for formalities. Emily is just fine.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you too, Miss, Emily. Did Tainari send you here, Kale? Yep. Master and the others went through decades worth of records last night, and still haven't had a chance to rest. I'm fast on my feet, so it only made sense for me to come and give you an update. Anyway, based on what they've reviewed so far, they believe there's no indication that a researcher by the name of Vijava ever passed through the academia.
Huh. Could it have been an alias? Or could she have been lying?
Master considered that possibility as well, but the name wasn't the only dead end. Master tried to track down people with a similar research direction or background, but also couldn't find a match. How is that possible?
Maybe her identity as a researcher from Sumeru was a ruse all along.
It's starting to seem very likely. If we want to figure out her
That
true
would
identity,
explain
I'm
why she was
afraid
so
advanced
nervous about the
conversation with
Marshall
those two
Phantom
merchants
showing
might
up.
be our only...
Hey,
Oh,
Lucian!
that voice, it's...
It's Sylvain! Wait, you don't think Curio came back, do you?
Is Lucian, or like,
That
have we
seems
considered
possible.
there's
If someone
infighting?
came in or out of the hotel just now, we
Are
would
they,
have seen them.
is Lucian murdering his brother? Let's go inside and check. Hurry. I'm worried about a murder happening. You rush into the hallway and head for Sylvain's
It's
room and try to
locked.
enter. I'll break it open. The door gives way with a bang and you enter the room. Did they come through the window?
Lucian! Lucian!
Oh no. Is Lucian okay? Or did he get got? Who got here?
Lucian! Lucian! Come on! Wake up!
Uh-oh. Is he gonna be okay?
Emily, Emily, my brother, he's gonna be okay, right? He's just unconscious. Like what happened to Edgar?
I'm sorry,
Uh-oh.
Mr. Sylvain, but we were too late this time.
Oh shit.
No, that's not possible.
Oh no.
Traveler, Kale, Mr. Sylvain has gone through a huge shock. He needs some space to calm down. Could one of you take him next door? It's not good for him to look at his brother's body like this.
Okay.
Of course. Leave it to me.
I'll notify the sheriff.
Thank you both.
What's in the instance holder, I wonder?
Mr. Sylvain, let's get you up. Here, take my hand. Nice and slow. We'll take things from here. Just focus on getting some rest. Here, this way.
Poor guy. He's like a shell of his former self.
Yeah, he
May
doesn't
have
seem so
made
evil
some bad
now.
decisions in life, but right now, Paimon can't help but feel sorry for him.
good person or bad, the death of a loved one is equally painful. All the moments he shared with his brother, every hardship and triumph they endured together, are now memories he has to carry alone.
Maybe that's what Kiria wanted.
If Kiria really was behind this, then what exactly did he do to Lucian?
Lucian can no longer speak, but the traces left behind by his death most certainly can. Traveler, I've got things covered here at the scene. I'll leave you to contact the sheriff.
Mm-hmm. Someone should probably stay by Sylvia at all time, right? Though, like he could most certainly be next. Some time passes and the
Fine.
sheriff arrives.
Yesterday's case is still up in the air, and how this happens. Miss Emily, I heard you're an experienced forensic doctor. Have you been able to discover anything?
Oh, I'm not actually a forensic doctor. I just happen to have some relevant knowledge. I did take a look, though. Judging by the temperature and rigidity of the body, it appears the time of death was sometime last night. I'd have to do a more thorough investigation to find out more.
Then, would you mind helping us investigate? Before he left, Tainari said we could trust your judgment if something like this were to happen.
Of course, I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate your trust. Many of the traces left behind at the scene will fade with time, so the sooner we investigate, the better.
We'll help too. We don't know much about dead bodies, but you can leave the other clues to us.
Okay. Yeah, I want to look at the incense holder. The incense slowly rising into the air. It seems familiar somehow. The space inside the cabinet is divided into various compartments. It doesn't look like a person could hide in there. Dude, your body is like in the way. This bag is stuffed with clothes and other daily necessities. It's quite heavy. The corners are filled with flowers from different nations. The fragrance is incredibly strong. We're back in Eighth Attorney. This door leads to the hallway. The lock is intact and there's no sign of damage. This door was probably locked last night.
And the windows are shut tight too. Seems like the only way to get in would have been through Sylvain's room.
Mm.
Well, looks like we've investigated as much as we can. Let's go report back to Emily and Shiam.
So they didn't find much.
So, did you find anything?
There are no signs of forced entry. The only way in would have been through Sylvain's room.
Paimon can show you. Here, it'd be something like this.
Aw, such a cute
Like
drawing, Paimon.
entering through the room next door without alerting Sylvain. Wait, you don't think Sylvain could have been the one who...
No, I don't think so. He seemed actually shaken up by his brother's death, and also the person who killed Lucian is probably the same person who tried to murder Edgar. So and Sylvain was with us when Edgar was poisoned.
No, his reaction to the loss of his brother seemed genuine, and he doesn't have a motive.
Then, what could have happened last night? I know Sylvain is still in shock, but he's our only available witness. We have to take his statement.
I agree. Also, I've made some new discoveries, so we might as well head next door and go through everything together.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go talk to Sylvain. You enter Sylvain's room. He looks much calmer.
Mr. Sylvain, I need you to tell me everything you and your brother did since yesterday afternoon. Did you see or hear anything strange?
After Kiria attacked Edgar, my brother and I were incredibly incredibly careful. We returned to our rooms and decided to lock all the doors leading to the hallway. The only door we kept unlocked was the one connecting our rooms. That way, if we heard any commotion coming from the other room, we could help each other. But I didn't hear any sort of commotion last night. Not a single noise. I woke up this morning, opened the door, and Lucian was...
So, no movement from the room next door. No forced entry via Sylvain's room. No signs of a struggle at the scene. And no external injury on Lucian's body. What kind of cause of death are we dealing with here?
I did notice a few things about the body. Lucian's pupils were dilated, and his skin was flushed. Very similar to Master's symptoms after the attack yesterday.
What if the poison was in the
There weren't any
incense?
traces of liquid in his mouth or nose, so it's unlikely he was forced to ingest anything. The more plausible explanation is that he inhaled a substance without knowing it. And I'd say that substance was likely a goose.
It was the incense.
A goose? No, that's not possible. Inhaling a goose won't kill you. And anyway, it would have been for just one night.
Dude, what exactly is this perfume made out of? Just one night? So you're saying prolonged exposure is dangerous?
No, that's not what I meant. Emily, you ran your tests, didn't you? Go on. Tell everyone whether you found any poison.
No, I didn't find any common toxins.
See? A goose is harmless.
She said common.
The market response proved that years ago.
She said common, dude. Calm down.
That may be true for most people.
Edgar.
But not for everyone.
Master!
Edgar? You're up and about already?
Thanks to Emily, I'm out of the woods for now. Sylvain, no matter how hard you may try to hide it, the truth will always come to light.
Edgar!
Even if we could keep it a secret for another 10 or 20 years, do you think Kyria would just let us be? No. He would never give up. Not if he's doing all of this.
Oh, we got her real name. Yelena?
That's Vijava's real name. Yelena wasn't a scholar from Sumeru. She was an exile from Snezhnaya.
Oh, for Toos.
Oh, Kale. Don't worry.
Well, that means the elemental energy present in a goose was...
Ah, so you've already detected it. Well, Sylvain, looks like there's truly no reason to hide things now.
Oh.
The August flower was created with the mutated and distorted power of a delusion.
Yeah, not cool, guys. Not cool. Those literally kill people.
I never would have thought a goose was hiding this many secrets.
Guys, delusions literally kill people.
Born of a delusion, August contained distorted elemental energy. A prolonged exposure over many years could have a harmful effect on the body.
That's enough.
So Kyria just like upped the amount of distorted energy in there, right?
Wanted to keep refining the perfume and the flower, but no one knew how long the perfume mania was going to last back then. It didn't have any effect on ordinary people anyway.
Yeah, no, it's basically like arsenic or lead.
Going to market was another day of lost earning potential.
So you decided poisoning people was worth the risk?
Not cool, guys.
Listen, it's not like it was good for business. But all that talk about a goose being harmful over time, Yelena was just speculating. the impact was practically negligible.
It's still
Unless
there.
you were particularly sensitive to elemental energy or had an entire bottle shoved down your throat like Edgar. You could use the product for decades and be completely fine.
I don't think
It
that's
may
how
be
that
true there are no
works.
records of Auguste poisoning in Fontaine. But even if no one was acutely poisoned, willfully bringing a product to market despite explicit knowledge of its harmful effects is still a serious crime.
The divine and noble Auguste originated from a delusion. If the truth came out, the market for your product would be destroyed.
That explains why you were so intent on keeping Yelena and Kiria's involvement a secret all this time, despite readily confessing to all your financial crimes. The Fatui, delusions, Auguste. If the Marechaussee Phantom discovered the connection between the three, there would have been enough evidence to send you to the Fortress of Meripede for life.
Ha! If I'd known coming to Sumeru would put a target on my back, I would have been more than happy to stay there. At least that way, Lucian would still be alive.
Mm-hmm.
All these years without any sign of Kyria, and he pops up out of nowhere the minute my brother and I get out of prison? It couldn't be any clearer who the kid's after. Auguste was harmless before. The fact that it's killing people all of a sudden must be his doing as well.
So there's bad blood between you.
What about Yelena's death? Was that a cover-up too? A way to destroy evidence?
I'll admit, we thought about it at one point. We took
Mm-hmm.
care to disguise the product circulating on the market, and no one was questioning Yelena's fake identity. But if the Marechaussee Phantom decided to look into the flower beds, it would have been the end. Yelena's ties to the Fatui, the role of the delusion, everything would have been exposed. Before we could even put our plan in motion, Yelena beat us to it. She burned all her flower beds and threw herself into the fire as well.
But if her goal was to destroy evidence, there would have been no reason to do that to herself. Yeah, she could have just burned the flower beds and fled with her brother.
I thought about it for a long time, but it wasn't until just now that I finally understood her reasoning. Everything she did, it was for her brother, Kyria. One of the reasons they defected from the Fatui was the deterioration of Yelena's body due to her excessive use of a delusion.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want her brother to follow in her footsteps after her death. After arriving in Fontaine, Yelena continued using the delusion to cultivate the Auguste flower, weakening her body even further. There were times when she couldn't even walk.
So she couldn't flee with her brother because she was afraid of holding him back.
If her true identity was exposed, she and her brother would face pressure from both Snezhnaya and Fontaine. The
Mm-hmm.
Auguste flower and Yelena's own corroded body both bore the mark of a delusion. There would have been no way to avoid suspicion. So, in the end, she burnt it all to ash, including herself. With all the evidence erased, Kyria was free to take the Mora and run.
So the wealth you earned from Auguste, it wasn't destroyed in the fire. Yelena gave it to her brother?
I knew that
Most
wasn't the
likely.
truth.
Before Yelena died, she said if anything happened to her, she was going to leave everything to her brother. We just didn't realize she meant our cut as well. That's why Lucian and I were searching for Kyria, to take back our Mora and the Auguste flower. We just didn't realize Kyria was baiting us the whole time. It was all a trap.
But why is Kyria out for revenge anyway? Doesn't he know about Yelena's decision to sacrifice herself?
I don't think he knew his sister was nearing death. Yelena always wore heavy makeup around him to conceal her deteriorating appearance. She kept herself busy with work to keep out of sight. That way her brother wouldn't notice how she could barely walk.
Then all we'll need to do is tell Kiryu what really happened, and then he'll give up on his revenge. I'm not so sure. Even if he knew the truth, he'd still find someone to blame. He might think Yelena was forced into using a delusion to cultivate a gift.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It's hard to pull yourself out of that kind of hatred. Especially when you've been living in that headspace for so many years.
Very true. Even if Yelena's death was her own choice, I wouldn't call myself innocent either.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Think about it,
Dude,
Sylvain.
you guys didn't
If we
stop.
hadn't been in such a hurry to capitalize
You could have pulled the
on
plug at any
perfume
time.
mania all those years ago, do you think Yelena would have elected to take those risks? If we hadn't been so blinded by greed, so insistent on increasing the scale of the flower cultivation, do you think Yelena's health would have deteriorated as fast as it did? If we hadn't invited the Marechaussee Phantom to our doorstep by breaking the law at every turn, Yelena could have survived.
She knew her limits. She knew her days were numbered. Maybe it was for her brother, but she was in it for the Mora just as much as us. We were just
Dude.
trying to earn a bit of Mora. And what, we deserve to die for that? Target me for being the mastermind, sure. But what about Lucien? He was just following my orders. Lucien's crime, was it really so extreme that he had to pay for it with his life?
The only person that can answer that question is a judge.
Fine. I've said my piece anyway.
I mean, you'd
Drag
probably be
me
safer
back
back
to
in
Fontaine to stand
Narrowpeed
trial.
than you
I've got
are
his pay.
outside.
3 people from Fontaine, 1 from Snezhnaya, and a crime committed in Port Ormos. What a headache.
What's going to happen?
Well, we can only wait until the Academia sends someone to deal with it. I'm guessing we'll have to contact Fontaine as well. In any case, we won't really know anything until tomorrow. With the exhibition, we don't even have space in Port Ormos to detain anyone. Such a headache.
The hotel could suffice. You could station a few officers to keep an eye on Sylvain and myself. Although with Sylvain's mental state and my physical one, I don't think you need to worry about a jailbreak.
Mr. Edgar, are you saying...
If Sylvain is to stand trial, then I deserve the same fate. A crime is a crime, accomplice or not. I'd just like to take care of a few things before I go. Say goodbye to my plants and all that. As for Sylvain, I'm sure he also has some goodbyes of his own. Would you be willing to grant that request, Sheriff?
Well, all right. I'll talk to the Academia. No matter who you were in Fontaine or what crimes you committed, the man we grew to know in Sumeru proved himself to be a good person. Your request is granted.
You have my thanks, Sheriff.
But if we wait until tomorrow, doesn't that mean something could still happen tonight?
Tonight? Oh, you mean the possibility that Kiryu
Yeah,
might
there
try
is
to finish
still
what
a
he started?
murderer
Yeah,
trying to
all
murder
we know
us.
is that he uses a goose to
Or,
poison
I mean
people,
them, but
but we still
whatever.
have no idea how to catch him in the act. If he targets Sylvain or Edgar again, we might not be able to stop him.
That may be true, but what if we can take advantage of his desperation?
Desperation?
If we take advantage of this situation and lure him in on purpose, we might finally have the chance to talk to him.
Master, no. That's too dangerous.
So, that's your plan. If Kyria learns we're being taken away tomorrow, his last chance to enact his revenge would be tonight. In
Mm-hmm.
other words, you want to use us as bait to capture him.
Capture? Not necessarily. I just want to talk. What? Are you afraid of him?
I mean, he killed
Afraid?
Lucian.
This is my only
I,
chance
I
to
would
make
not
him
blame you for
pay
being
for what he
afraid.
did. I'm spending the rest of my life in prison anyway. I can't just sit back and let him ride off into the sunset with our fortune. There's no way I'm letting him get away with it. Not after what he did to Lucian.
Okay, this guy just admitted
As
to
for the
planning murder.
danger, everyone else just needs to make preparations in advance to protect us.
I'll admit, it could work. We just need to spread the word that Edgar and Sylvain are leaving tomorrow. Then I'll station some of my men around the hotel. If we have your assistance as well, our chance of success would be even higher.
I still have some reservations. But if you insist on carrying out this plan, I won't deny you my help.
We can help stand guard.
I'll also keep watch.
Although I think Sylvain and myself should remain alone in our respective rooms. If Kyria noticed another person in the room, he might decide to turn back.
Yeah,
And
I mean, like, totally
besides,
arrest this guy, but catch
it's
Kyria
possible
first, but then
he's
arrest this guy
already
for sure.
transformed Auguste into a potent toxic gas.
You mean if he doesn't see a way to get his hands on the two of you, he might get so desperate that he'll just start using a goose on everybody?
Jesus
That won't
Christ.
happen. Everyone's standing guard. Even the innocent citizens in Port Ormos would all be in danger.
That's why everyone else needs to keep to the shadows.
Okay, but what if he's listening to us right now?
You're still recovering. You need to rest.
This old bag of bones doesn't bounce back like it used to. I suppose I'll just have to leave the rest to you.
All right, we can figure out a plan to keep watch later. Right now, I say we split up, start spreading that information before it's too late.
With everyone's help, the news about Auguste, as well as Edgar and Sylvain's impending departure, begins to spread.
Have you heard? Mr. Edgar's been detained. He's being taken away tomorrow.
What? He's the one who helped craft all the fragrances for our shop.
He taught my child how to make perfume. How could this happen?
He hasn't been convicted yet. Let's just wait and see what the court has to say.
Oh, everyone on the street is talking about the rumors. No matter where Kyria's hiding, he must have heard them by now. Let's get back to the hotel and take a break. We can see how the other preparations are going while we're at it.
Okay. I am going to finish this quest next time I stream. I do have stuff I still have to do today. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm not going to be streaming this weekend. So on Monday, we will come back and finish this quest and do the tier list of what Genshin foods would I eat? Because that one's gonna be ridiculous. I just have to figure out how I want to do it, what the best way I want to do it is. So yeah, I am going to end stream for now.